All praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing word and sincerity and truth worldwide. And a sincere shalom to the elect. Now I want to go into this video real quick. This is going to be a short one. You know, they blame GMS for this guy's, actions. So I don't know how the hell you can do that. I don't know what in your right mind makes you think that, you could say that. But hey, we know these wicked and unreasonable men, they're going to lie and say all these things, about us. But in the spirit, they can't, there's nothing they can say, man. Because it's all lies, all deceit, what they're saying. Okay? So going back into this, they're blaming GMS for this guy's actions. I don't know how. When clearly this guy has his own group and his own teaching. He took some doctrine from GMS. He cut off the letters of Paul. These are guys of the world, man. So you can't blame us for these individuals right here. If the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is supping with you, then he's supping with you. If you're otherwise minded, God shall reveal this unto you. You should know. Okay. So don't be, that's why I said, the soul that sin. Okay. The soul that sin. You going off. Don't fucking blame GMS for anything. Okay. They blame GMS for this man's actions. How? I don't see how you can blame GMS for this guy's actions. This guy has his own camp. Okay. He went and did his own thing in the world or whatever. That's why, let me see this scripture right here. Is it 1 John or 2 John? I think it's 1 John 2:19. Yeah, 1 John 2:19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. Plain and simple. Okay? Because I heard people say, yeah, they used to be in the GMS or whatever. You first of all, you learning from GMS, okay? You should have stuck with the GMS brothers because they would have gave you correction, okay? They would have gave you open rebuke. They would have set you straight, And if it be that you can't, follow order, well, that's it. You gotta go, okay? And a lot of individuals that happen to, and then they go out there, they start doing their own thing. And then they start teaching things they ought not to teach, right? A whole bunch of foolishness they're teaching, which they ought not to teach. And then how the hell you could blame the men that were trying to correct you, right? How the hell can you blame them? They were trying to give you correction. But then you got high-minded, right? And said, you know what? I'm right. They're wrong. So it's made manifest that, look, you can't take rebuke. You too much in a carnal mindset, you and your feelings, okay? Because rebuke is not there to break you down per se. It's there to build you up, man. It's there to build up your character, okay? Like a father teaches his son, right? And in correction, the correction is not there to batter you in the sense like I want you to be destroyed. It's there to repair you and heal you and build you back up so you become stronger. But these individuals, once again, doing their own damn thing. So he went out there and preaching his own doctrine. So he didn't continue. Okay? So continuing back into this, let's go into the lesson here. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 1. Finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course and be glorified, even as it is with you, and that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. For all men have not the faith. And you see these guys, they're wicked and unreasonable men. And they don't have faith. They're out there with guns on the highways and byways like this is some wild, wild west. Okay? You know, the apostle elders, they never taught you that shit. Okay? Where the hell they taught you to walk by faith? In fact, in Hebrews, it's clearly right there, the same books that you reject. Hebrews, and we clearly see why. Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it's impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Without that faith, it's impossible to please him. So we understand why you guys, got those guns out there, because you're faithless men. Not all men have the faith. Plain and simple. Okay? I mean, you can't fool us, man. Okay? Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 6. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things, for my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. So this is how you see our apostle elders speaking. They're speaking right things. Okay? The things that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is well pleased with. Showing guidance onto young men coming up in this truth. Showing them the right way. Showing them how to break down the scriptures the right way. And they're not over there, send me Cash App every minute. No. They knoweth that the Lord giveth the increase, man. Increase in the spirit. Increase in the world, wherever it may be. The Lord make it rich, make it poor. And they don't pray for things like that, worldly things. So they don't teach people, yeah, go get a 401k, go get, they don't teach you that, man. They'll teach you, get a job, go work. Don't be a sluggard, right? Proverbs chapter 6, right? Don't be a sluggard. Consider how the ant is, right? So our apostle elders, they don't teach you things to make you go off, man. They don't teach you to get in the butt of individuals, okay? They don't teach you none of that shit. Like what this guy was involved in, supposedly, right? But we know that, IUIC, Sakari or Genesis, whatever they're called now, these guys, if I'm not mistaken, they say, you're allowed to have sex on the Sabbath. This is well going off, man. Men of reprobate minds. Galatians 1:8. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. As we said before, so say I now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have received, let him be accursed. And that's you. You went out there, okay? 1 John 2:19. You should have continued, but you went out there, switched up the doctrine, and now look, all these things from the Lord is befalling you, man. Okay, that's your own fault. Okay, you. That's on you. Okay, the soul that sinneth. Don't be fucking pushing nothing and saying that, these other camps out here saying, GMS is responsible. How the fuck is GMS responsible for this guy's actions, man? Man up. Job, clearly tells you that too. Job chapter 38 and verse 3. Gird up thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me. Okay? Gird up your loins like a man. Okay? You did it. Take your responsibility. And all these other camps over here, they should realize that responsibility is on him. Okay? And his camp members, if anything, should be to blame within your little circle. And shit, IUIC to a degree too, because they were bigging them up. You know? All these Wi-Fians and fucking where how come they didn't get blamed? Unity camps, all you fucking unity camps, whoever was joined up in that unity camp shit, you should be blamed too. If HOI, all you guys, whoever the fuck was in that unity camp shit, all I wanna fucking backside is to blame too. What the fuck going on here, yo? How you skunt could tell somebody that this is a grown ass man, eh? This is a grown ass man, right? How you could say this man here, like, he's not his fucking child, you know? He didn't get, hey, let me get the apple sauce and raise up my son, right? No, this man's going and doing whatever the hell he want, okay? So you can't blame, like, hey, you see, if I raised up my son to be some gangalanga or something like that, and then he end up in jail, then you can say, yo, man, the way these guys' parents raised them or whatever like that, the way these guys' parents raised them, that's the reason why that, you know, these kids are like that, right? Then you can say that, right? But that's not what's going on here. Like I said, the apostle elders, they didn't have nothing forward in their mouth. They didn't say, you know, go do the butt, or you could do it in the butt. They didn't say none of those wicked things, man. But anyways, these guys are carnals all day. They're like little boys, man. Grow up, be a man, take the responsibility, okay? Yo. Cursed be he that do the work of the Lord deceitfully, and he was doing the work of the Lord deceitfully. Jeremiah chapter 48 and verse 10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. You know, those who know the Israelites, they don't want to partake, right? They're not out there on the highways and byways. They're not being vigilant, diligent, right? They just want to be spoon-fed like a fat little baby, you know, inside of a crib or whatever, pampered, all right? No, going back to Job 38, you got to be a man. The Lord required of you, you know, to be a man and be out there giving answers to the men of the house of Israel, right? But going back into this, cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and they were all about that money, cash money, okay? They're all about the money. They weren't about Yahweh Shem Yahushua and truly coming into this by faith, okay? And by the fear of the Lord. They don't even have the fear of the Lord, man. Proverbs chapter 1 and 7. You know, the fear of the Lord, that's when the beginning of knowledge and wisdom starts to increase, right? They just saw it, copied it, and said, yeah, let's go out there, okay? And this is what the apostle elders was doing for you, giving you open rebuke. But you said, oh, they hate us. That guy, Hakar, or whatever the fuck his name, Deacon Hakan, or whatever his name is, Deacon, he said, GMS hates me because I got a Benz. Come on, man. Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Right. Open rebuke is better than secret love, man. Okay, when the scriptures tell you, don't despise the chastenings or the corrections of the Lord. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 11. My son, despise not the chastenings of Yahweh, neither be weary of his correction. And remember, I quoted, let me continue. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. Right, so going back into this, despite not the chastenings of the Lord, man. Despite not the chastenings of the Lord, like I said, if you be otherwise minded, God shall even reveal this unto you. How does he do that? Through the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece. Who's the mouthpiece of the Lord? The prophets. Okay? The Lord, you know, has prescribed them, not the false prophets, the real prophets, to speak this 100% truth. Because this spirit, 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and 10, is with us. Lord willing that we be of that number. Okay? But going back into this, you know, when the Lord give you that chastening, don't be weary of his correction, man. And that's what open rebuke is. It's giving you correction. It's telling you stop. Okay? Because this is injurious unto you. There's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ways and ends thereof is death. So when a brother is giving you correction, he's not out there to break you down. He's there to build you up, make you stronger. In fact, doesn't the scriptures tell you, Proverbs chapter 27:17, iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. So what the hell is this blaming GMS? GMS is always there giving rebuke to all you fucking camps, man. But at the end of the year, day and week is all GMS's fault. They should have done more, right? What more do you want us to do, man? Be not over righteous. Okay, we gave you the correction. We gave you your plate of food, and you ate some and you spit it out and said, fuck this shit, man. And then got up from the table angrily and did what you did. Okay? So when the Lord had that judgment upon you, don't be fucking crying and coming and say, GMS did. You know, none of you people could say that. That's all bullshit and lies. Okay? And you should be ashamed even if you said that coming out your lips, you should be ashamed, man. Quite honestly. Because that's one of the most retarded fucking things I've ever heard this year, or so far this year. There's more retarded shit to come, but damn. Proverbs chapter 10, and this proves who the Lord is working with, man. Remember, what is that, 2 Timothy chapter 3, starting from the 8 and 9, like James and Jambres, and their shit, their folly shall be made manifest unto all men. That's what's happening. Don't blame us, eh? Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 21, the lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. And you guys are the fools, man. Okay? You guys want to seem all high and mighty and like you got some kind of super wisdom. Okay? But here it is. Here it is, you selling, you know, you doing what you doing. Let me just say it like that. You selling the word. Okay? You selling the word instead of the other way around where it says buy the truth and sell it not. Okay, but anyways, the lips of the righteous feed many. Okay, and who's the many that's going to be fed? The hungry, the poor, the contrite in spirit, the ones that the Lord is truly looking for. Okay, the ones that were reserved that didn't take the knee to Baal. You know, history has a way of repeating itself. Okay, spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. Lord will that we be. Okay. Verse 31. Let me go to Proverbs 10 and verse 31. The mouth of the just bringeth forth wisdom, but the forward tongue shall be cut out. And back home we say you're perverse, you're forward, you're too forward with your mouth, right? And that's how you know that this is this is really an Israelite book, man, because the way that the Lord is speaking is like a Jake, you know, like Judah or Benjamin or one of them would speak, man. Okay, the parables that are put forth, right? The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, right? But the mouth of the wicked speaketh forwardness, okay? Forwardness, pure perverseness. And you see 2/3 of our people, what do? They speak pure forwardness. Nicki Minaj's ass, they gonna do this, they gonna suck off a bone. The woman said she need a pum boxed out and all this type of nastiness. And, you know, beer online thing is just crazy, you know. Jake, you know, for a buck, for money, you know, man, Jake would do any damn thing, you know. But going back into this, the lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, because why? The Lord is working with them. He's supping with them, okay? So, hey, man, you can't blame GMS for this fucking guy's action here, eh? You know? He was rebuked many times over the years, man. You know? He didn't take things serious. And that was it for his ass, man. You want to talk forwardness about GMS, you know? Well, that's what happened to you, man. You know? So, hey, this is a perfect example, not how to walk. Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. You know? And these guys are just coming back in their stead, man. That's all it is. So, hey, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing his word in sincerity and truth worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. I hope you're edified. Lord willing, to the next time. Wah abad babal. Shalom Akim.